Welcome to Let's Talk Digital by Creazion Media. I'm your host Gaurang Agarwal. So, a bit of a recap for you for this podcast. Let's Talk Digital started back in January of 2020, and since then we have recorded 26 episodes. There was a lot of time where we were on and off, but we were basically learning how the podcast industry works, like how to actually shoot a podcast, edit one. Understanding that took us time, and now, well, we are ready. In the meanwhile, while I was building and understanding the here and there's of podcasting, I got this podcast room built, and all of our podcasts, majorly all of our podcasts, will be now shot here. And well, we have things in pipeline for this podcast for the future, and we'll come to that when we're talking about it. For now, it's an exciting podcast episode. So right now, as of today, we are relaunching Let's Talk Digital. The podcast will now be focusing on the whole business industry and not just the marketing sector of it. So we have increased the scope, and now we can create better episodes, talk about more things, give more value to you. So, coming to today's topic, I'm 3 months in building Creazion Media. So I've talked about this before and I've been very vocal about it, that Creazion Media, a digital marketing and strategy company, has been under planning for a very long time. It's been years now since I've wanted to do this. And well, I could have started way back in time and probably even had a lot more clients, give equally good work, but I just did not want to rush the process. Instead, I wanted to learn the skills that are needed to actively manage a digital branding agency, a digital strategy agency, and I did not want to rush through it because this is not something that can be rushed through when you're creating a digital brand strategy for a client, right? So when we're creating something as important as that, a client is relying on us, and if I cannot give it justice, I just did not want to do it earlier. And now I'm at this point, so where I'm confident about my skills. So going back 5 months from now is when I actually started working on the registration of the company and the paperwork and everything legal about it. And I finally got the company registered on 1st of August 2023, and we have been operational ever since. For the past 3 months, I worked alone. I was the sole person working for all of my clients, including taking up all of the meetings, designing all the creatives. We did not give out any of the work to any freelancers mostly because I wanted to take a look at every single thing, the whole process. We are just starting, right? So I don't necessarily need to overload myself to a point where I have to start relying on freelancers to reduce my workload. So we didn't focus on the freelancer route, and the progress for 3 months for us is we are right now at 3 monthly retainers, and we have done 5 one-time projects. We have good names in our roster. We don't publicize it as much as we would like to, but I think we're going to change that very soon. We are going to start sharing our work, our creatives and stuff we are doing. We'll start sharing the social media response rate increase for all of our clients pretty soon. So stay tuned for that on our Instagram page for Creazion Media. While coming to what we want to do by building those networks through Creazion Media is have better content for you on our podcast. So this podcast will be focusing on few of these things, which is taking you on a journey of building a digital agency. We'll go deep dive into every single thing we have done for the past few months, and we'll continue doing so every few months here and there. We are going to start recording almost every single action we take in the back end of the company. There will be a lot of BTS shoots done. There will be a lot of ideation process where you can be part of. We'll be recording those as well. And well, right now we are at a stage where we have crossed a certain threshold, both in terms of the workload I can take right now, the financial aspect of our work, plus there's a lot of different things that we want to increase and we want to experiment with for which I need time for myself. So we have started hiring for people as well. Right now we are focusing on designers because that is one of our major focuses, to have a shorter turnaround time for our clients and have a higher billability rate at the same time, because strategy is something which takes you a lot of time to build, and there's a whole process of getting it approved. The turnaround time basically for the billability is very slow and takes a very long time. So we need to increase our financials, we need to increase how much we can do better for our clients. So that is what helps us currently, and that's where we are focusing. Apart from that, uh, like I said, we got this office built in not just the podcast room, the whole setup is new for us. So being the only person working in an office which can hold more than 10-20 people right now just feels very weird. It's not that I could not hire somebody earlier, I just did not want to, I did not need anybody, and now I'm at a stage where I do need somebody. um, I just want stuff to be done in-house, and I want to harness the skill, teach better skills, improve the skills of whoever I end up hiring. Yeah, so that is one aspect which I'm focusing on right now. The last 3 months have been quite hectic, in a fun way. For me, it's fun at this stage as well, because digital marketing, creative, graphic designing, website building is something I actually genuinely love doing, and I spend most of the time learning more about it. I've spent years and years doing it. So, well, if I go back into when I started all of this, I think it was back in class 9 when I got an attraction towards website designing, and that's when I started learning basic website coding and website designing and Photoshop and Illustrator, which later on went ahead to video editing. For some reason, it's mostly because I've always wanted to create content. I was actually not confident earlier to end up creating content on a consistent basis, and even if I did have that, I was just not motivated to continue doing it. Right. So if there was always something off about it, and this all stems from my introvert behavior, and I am an introvert. A lot of people have complaints about me not communicating because I'm an introvert, but everything takes time, everything has its own process. I have my own way of working, and well, I'm good with cameras, I'm good with talking on a camera, and if you're talking about something I love, I just am very initiative taking person at that particular point of time. Okay, so it all started back in class 9, and it has never stopped. It has never stopped for me ever since then. I have always kept on learning something or the other which relates in any kind of a way into this industry, into the marketing, advertisement, creative influencer industry. So it's just, I have more confidence, I have more basic knowledge when it comes to what I'm doing, and that is helping me convert clients if I end up on the same table with them. So this is where we are right now, right? 3 months was purely just me building stuff so that I can do something better the next time. We also, as a matter of fact, had our first print ad design published on the newspaper. We did for a client a few days back. It got published yesterday, and it just looks amazing. It just feels, it's a very surreal moment when you look at your work and people appreciate it, and it's there for public view and just not on sitting on a computer or your client's computer anymore. uh, right, so it's on circulation, so it just felt good looking at it. And so once we end up hiring somebody in terms of designers for a full-time employee in Kolkata, I'll start networking more often. I have become quite active again on LinkedIn, and now I need to start attending networking events, probably host a few of them if I can. Um, that is something I'm looking at right now. It's mostly because of my introvert behavior. I know that is something I need. It takes a lot of effort for me to walk up to somebody and talk. If anybody just comes to me and talk, I would happily reply and happily engage in a conversation, and I have a lot of topics to talk about. I have a lot of things I can talk about. It's just I do not want to walk up to somebody and introduce myself and sell my services to them. So that is something I still need to get over it. So that will take time, but that is something I need to do eventually regardless, and it's just a process that will take its due course in some time. So that's perfectly fine for me as well. So I whatever I can do right now, which does not let me network and all, is cold emailing, cold messages, normal outreach to people among my current network. So that's what I'm anyways doing right now. Now, coming to this podcast for which you all are here, let's talk digital. Let's talk about a podcast, the reason why you all are here. Let's talk digital right now is renewed, has new energy into it. We are full of enthusiasm. I'm going to build a team around this podcast as well down the line. So, what we are doing right now is focusing on creating business based content more for all of you, but we are not limiting ourselves to that. Anything we feel will add value to you till it's in the digital realm, and is this either it's pure motivation or just pure knowledge, because certain things like these can come from anybody, from any kind of a field, right? So given the age we are in right now, everybody is basically digital, no matter what kind of a person or a company you are or what you do for your living. So if you feel somebody can add value to your life, can add value to your business, can add value to your decisions which you're stuck upon right now, we are going to call the people, we are going to interview people, we are going to set an interview space here itself. So this table, an extra long table which I have right now, it's a multi-purpose table, so we can move this around, we can shift this around, take it out of it here if we like or not. So when we have guests on our office, which we would really love to, because it's been built out like that, we would have a setup here with a coffee table and whatnot. So yeah, that is something we are looking forward to. We're looking forward to interview more people. I have an experience of interviewing people from my NFT interview days. So, and that was a global level kind of a reach for me. The podcast on my platform might not have reached a lot of people, but NFT is always about community. So a lot of people got to know me, got to talk to me. I got to network with a lot of people from that community and that space. And Creazion Media as a company also did dabble into NFTs, and we understood the ABCs of it. We tried and tested a product. We was sort of successful in that, but yeah. So we built a team there, we built a network there, we did a lot of things. We bought NFTs. Me personally, I hold an NFT connection, which I genuinely cherish. And for me, it's not an investment. For me, it's an art, because NFT is a technology. It just not means JPEGs, right? So I took time, learned the technology, and it's still building out. It will still take some time, but that is something Creazion Media and me personally is also looking out for. In the future down the line, we will be doing something really good. We have plans for it. It's on paper. For now, Creazion Media, Let's Talk Digital is going to create content for all platforms. So we shoot on a video platform, and we'll have Instagram Reels. So there's Let's Talk Digital podcast on Instagram for people who want to follow us and stay tuned. Because we are going to get guests pretty fast on our channel, and I'm just excited thinking about it. Uh, we'll be meeting top of the line people here in India, and we'll be connecting people outside as well, influencers, artists, creators, business people, CEOs, marketing managers, product managers, entrepreneurs, startup, influential people. We'll be doing all of it. Everything takes time. We'll build it out. We are just starting. We are at what, level 0 right now. We still have to reach level 999. So for someone who is passionate about this industry, for someone who just loves what is happening in this industry and how this industry has grown over the years, and now it's time the industry and me go hand in hand and grow together. That's why I have finally entered in the digital marketing industry. The podcast is probably, I'm still fixing it in the schedule, but there will be at least one episode per week going out for now. We are focusing, the earlier we get interviews going on, the earlier I can have guests on my podcast. We'll probably do 2 episodes per week, and let's hope that happens very fast, because I am excited and I want to give more content. I want to give more value to people, to listeners, to whoever is watching this on YouTube, right? And well, there's certain things in the setup I want to change as well, because as you can see, the wire here is just irritating for me. So I had a boom arm mic, but for some reason it just did not connect and work well. So yeah, this is my older mic which I was using for all of my Zoom interviews. For the podcast, which by the way I'll be continuing as well, because let's be very honest, we are located in Kolkata. So there's just not a lot of people, at least as of now, whom would want to fly down to Calcutta just for a podcast, or who are existing or live in Calcutta as well. So that is something we are going to continue having even down the line. Yeah, to close this off, to close this particular episode off, you can stay tuned to our Let's Talk Digital podcast page on Instagram. It's Let's Talk Digital podcast on Instagram. Give us a follow, because we'll be showcasing a lot of BTS, a lot of bloopers, which, trust me, I have 25 minutes of bloopers already. We'll now have a lot of bloopers, we'll have a lot of content, we'll have snippets and stuff like that. For YouTube, it's the main channel, Creazion Media, where we'll be posting every single thing as well. We'll be starting with BDS. We'll pretty soon start recording the day-to-day of my working here. So I'm pretty sure you'll learn a lot from it. You'll learn a lot from my mistakes, and I'm hoping that I can learn a lot from you when you engage with me on the comments below. So thank you for watching this, guys. Thank you for being here. How many ever you are right now, it's 1, 2 or 5 people who are listening to me right now. This means a lot, and we are going to do this for a very long time. We'll create amazing content for you. And so, yes, give me a follow, give us a follow. Creazion Media is here. Let's Talk Digital is renewed. It's 3 months in, years to go. So, thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Digital. It's your host, Gaurang Agarwal.